Stupid science. Stupid science.
Science. Pew, pew, pew. Welcome to Stupid Science. It's Lisa Booker, it's JD Adler. We are here for another great edition.
And for those of you who've never been here before, welcome. Stupid Science, that's stupid criminal news and science news brought together for our Laugh and Learn with JD and Lisa on Stupid Science.
You get both those in one podcast, that's right.
It's what could possibly be better. So welcome. So let's jump right in, Lisa.
Whee! To my favorite section, stupid criminals.
Stupid criminals.
They so stupid.
That's right.
Pew, pew, pew.
And we were jumping right into to Joe's Crab Shack.
I've probably been there.
Over in Fort Myers.
Yep.
Well, it's a chain, so you may have been in one of them. I don't know if you've ever been in the one in Fort Myers.
You don't know what shacks I've been in.
That's a fact. But around 2:30 a.m. on January 21st, so, you know, they're changing. They got surveillance video. Everybody's got surveillance video. Yeah. You would think that everybody knew that.
Add that to the list of things Florida man doesn't know.
Security video at Joe's Crab Shack up in Fort Myers catches a man the police are still looking for, by the way, at this point in time when we're at the time of recording on
He's at large?
On January 29th. He is still at large. He broke in, clear as day, no mask or anything. He's right there on the security camera as he comes through the window. Yeah. And then again as he's cleaning out the register. And then again as he takes a crap in the middle of the floor. Police are looking for the pooper. They're currently searching for the pooping. What do they call him? The pooping perpetrator is how they've nicknamed him.
Oh, pee-pee.
They are looking for in Fort Myers. So if you recognize this pooper,
that's gross.
Scoop him up.
How dare you? Is that personal? Joe's Crab Shack didn't do anything. You take that money and go, sir.
I feel like they must have done. That sounds real personal. Like they must have done something to this guy. Yeah. He was not happy.
He's been asked to leave before.
Wow. This bro. Look, I mean, that's a bro right there. Yeah. But I think that's even a Joe's Crab Shack shirt he's wearing.
That's got disgruntled written all over it.
It really does. All over that poop.
The mad pooper.
Meanwhile, what else we got going on?
That story should have been number 2. Go ahead.
But there's a lot of Florida women in today's headlines. That
makes me happy for some reason. They got to represent. As a Florida woman, my damn self, I take a little bit of pride when my sisters show out. If we show up somewhere, we're going to show out.
I think this one will make you proud.
Yeehaw.
So, a Florida woman, Casey Brazil, age 40. She's up in where was it? Pinellas Park Police Department are the ones who arrested her.
Pinellas Park High School in the house. We were the Patriots.
So, and her address is either Transient or St. Petersburg, depending on which court records you're looking at, because she does have lengthy court records.
That's how we are. I mean, if it says St. Pete, it might as well say Transient. it means classy.
So, but in the store that was next to that comes with the Citgo. You know, Citgo, they got the gas station and the store there, right?
Yeah. It's full service. You can get anything you want at Citgo, and you have extra
Apparently,
services.
she took that to heart because she was taking anything she wanted from the Citgo.
And go.
And when the clerk tried to stop her,
don't know why,
she had a couple of Slim Jim beef sticks in her hand, and she starts beating the merchant with the Slim Jims that she was in the middle of stealing.
Not mad at her. A little mad at that person for not knowing Slim Jim self-defense. Did you not? I think Waffle House employees learned that on their third day.
You don't mess around in the Waffle House.
You don't know how to counter that Slim Jim attack? Wah wah. Does it make the sound of a lightsaber?
Oh. I think it's more of a but and so she was charged with, wait, what was the list? Where's the list of charges?
There's a list.
There's a list. I mean,
shouldn't have been there.
There's a list of her past
taken
charges.
The stuff. Shouldn't have got upset with the employee trying to stop you, and for damn sure shouldn't have tried to whoop somebody with a Slim Jim.
But she was being charged with the theft, the battery, and with resisting a merchant, which I did not know was a charge. You can be charged with resisting a merchant in the state of Florida, apparently.
The time has come.
Oh my God! So
there's been one Karen too many.
So Casey's going to do a little time for stealing a Slim Jim,
independent
or for
crime.
beating with a Slim Jim.
Yeah. Like, don't get mad at us. You didn't just take a Slim Jim. You also tried to beat somebody with it.
You beat somebody with a pair of Slim Jims. Meanwhile, over in Cape Coral, Florida.
It's beautiful there.
Over in the Fathoms Restaurant and Bar in Cape Coral.
Fathoms? Ooh, I wonder what they sell there. Sounds like they have a nice, menu at Fathoms.
Fathoms Restaurant and Bar. At 9:07 p.m., the cops are called for a disturbance in progress. When they show up...
That's got to be the best call in the world. Disturbance in progress.
In progress.
Let's get over there.
They find Miss Clarella Nelson Potter, age 81. 81-year-old Miss Potter is in a rage, an intoxicated rage, it says, but I think that's redundant.
Yeah. Why did they use the same word twice?
She's combative with the employees. She's trying to punch the employees. The cops come over. They're trying to deal with her. She starts screaming and cursing and punching at the cops. The cops try to... she's screaming profanities, right? This 81-year-old woman. You get a look at this lady. She's having a good... take a look at that face. She looks like a Muppet that has too much crack.
Phenomenal. Dun, dun, meth. Phenomenal meth. Dun, 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 dun.
And so the cops, they're trying to restrain her, and she starts kicking at the cops, punching at the cops. At one point, kicking a cop in the balls full force.
Literally full force.
Threatening to murder the cops as they're dragging her away in cuffs. Miss Potter.
Still after cuffed. She's still like,
she would not give up. This old Irish lady was not having it.
No.
She's like, you ain't taking me in, copper. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Florida, another Florida woman. The Florida men did not have many stories this week.
They took a week off. They handed it to their ladies.
This whole month. I went looking back through a whole month, and there was not a whole lot of Florida man stuff going on, other than murders and whatnot, but there was a whole lot of Florida women stuff going on.
Being fantastic. Way to be, ladies.
Carmela...
the future is female.
In Clearwater, Florida.
Oh, that is a hop skip from St. Pete.
Carmela, it seems like that region of the state, the north central region of the state,
on
the
the
east
Gulf?
coast,
yeah,
on the west coast rather.
The left coast that has no real seasons. It's just the same sun beating down on your skull every day. You were saying you were dipping into the Gulf of Mexico? What's up?
Miss Carmela Ann Maines, age 57. Also, a lot of older folks over in that region of Florida seem to get into some stuff.
That border of the oldest Gen X's and like the youngest boomers. Yeah. We're not saying lead paint, but we're not
lead
saying
gas, lead paint.
Just saying.
Crack babies.
Yeah,
Carmela Ann Maines.
Multiple oil spills into the Gulf. We're fine. We're all fine. And if you meet me in person, I'm fine.
So she had some shoplifting charges against her.
What?
She was supposed to show up in court. She fails to show up in court. So because she failed to show up in court, an arrest warrant is issued against her, right?
Let's just make it worse.
So they go, they pick her up, they bring her into jail, and then when they get her into jail, they do a body scan, right? They might know at the airport, they do that body scan at you where you just stand there.
Yeah.
And then there's a quote, an anomaly in her genital area.
Okay.
So they now have to do a strip search.
Oh.
When they do the strip search, they find, quote, I'm quoting this from the article in the Daily Star, quote, a glass crack pipe was protruding from the defendant's vagina.
Good night, everybody. Every word in that sentence.
That's not the end of the story.
Oh, semicolon, let's go.
So... at this point...
that wasn't enough, I'm sorry.
At this point, Ms. Maines, she rips the pipe out, smashes it on the ground in an attempt to destroy the evidence, and they're like, well, that was a crack pipe destroying it. And she's like, that wasn't a crack pipe, that was my dildo.
Oh, no. Oh no. Oh no, that was the sound of my soul leaving my body during a podcast. Back that shit up. Let's start from, ma'am. I think I see something hanging from somewhere.
Keep in mind, she was up for a shoplifting charge originally.
Yeah, stashing stuff where she should have stashed it.
Yeah, she probably would have gotten a fine.
Yeah, a skirt maybe.
Now she's up for trying to sneak drug paraphernalia into prison.
It wasn't drug paraphernalia.
Yeah,
Didn't
it was my sex toy.
After she ripped it out and then smashed it. It's no longer evidence if it's broken. Boom, law.
According to the police report, it was
Poor police report.
It had burn marks on it and stuff, so they knew. That's how they knew it wasn't what she claimed it was.
Well, that's how they knew.
That's how they knew.
Real great deducing there.
That was
Inspector Morse. Way to go, Columbo. That's how you knew she was lying.
Oh my god.
And we are just not going to make any jokes about how those burn marks got there.
No.
We are classy. Do you hear me, listeners? I'm still waiting for a name for what our congregation. And we are classier than that. I will not stand for any burn mark jokes. I will not. There will be no hot vag comments in the comment section.
Scorched.
None of that. That is also, write that down as something I do not want to hear from you. We are better than that. I'm not, but I'm from Tampa Bay, so I get a pass.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So
I love her. I need to follow her career. Like when you see a nice young star and you're like, ooh, that starlet, she's got skills. I'm going to follow her career.
Meanwhile, elsewhere in Florida, down in Miami.
Turning the body cams off. It's beautiful there.
These next two stories aren't really criminal stories so much as just as stupid stories and bizarre stories.
Hit me.
So
hit me like you got a Slim Jim in your hand.
So Julia Medeiros,
beautiful,
who is an influencer. She's known for kind of looking like Kylie Jenner and doing weird stuff on the internet, dancing around and whatnot on TikTok and that kind of thing.
Oh, 3 years ago I was mad at a statement like that. Now I'm like, make that money.
Okay, well, hold that thought. She was upset about the way she lost her virginity when she was 17 years old. Mm-hmm. And she thought, maybe I can get a do-over. And she spent $10,000 having her hymen reconstructed.
That service was only 10 grand?
10 grand.
I got that.
Remember that. The next time you're walking through Miami and you see some homeless person on the street, keep in mind this woman got her got herself rehymenated for 10 grand.
Well, now when I see a person without a home, I'm going to be thinking about hymens.
Because she wanted to have her virginity again. And then one of the doctors who came up with this procedure, Dr. John Skivophilax. Of course, that's his name, Skivophilax. He's chief surgeon at Signature Clinics, which I suspect by chief surgeon they mean only surgeon, but
still counts. You can be the favorite if you're the only one.
And he told the Daily Mail in August that demand for labiaplasties doubled in 1 year alone. Performed 50 of these in 2021 and even more in 2022. He said he blames tight clothing like leggings and tights for the need to alter the inner and outer vaginal lips.
We have made statements today
that never should have been made.
That we've never made.
Sentences.
We've never said this. No, we normally say, don't pretend to be cops. Don't steal stuff.
Quote, exercise clothing is a little bit tighter and it's form-fitting.
It is.
So it does put pressure on the area, he said.
It does if you use it. I don't wear exercise clothes.
They experience pain, discomfort in general, chafing. A lot of women will feel so uncomfortable that they avoid trying to wear this type of clothing.
Yes, two kinds of people.
And apparently some spend 10 grand to get themselves redesigned so that they can just wear that article of clothing.
That's the second kind of person.
Which is real messed up.
Is it though?
10 grand. Meanwhile, there's people laying on the streets with no food and no house.
She's so pretty.
No, she isn't.
So every choice she makes is good.
So to wrap up this section,
we're gonna wrap it.
I'll wrap it up with a public service announcement. An organization called Interbody has put out a report on which U.S. cities have the highest STD rates.
Oh dear, that's good to know.
Within the top 25, Jackson, Mississippi comes in at number 1 with 4,281 per 100,000 in the population. Philadelphia comes in at number 4, my hometown.
Go Eagles!
Our nation's capital comes in at number 5.
Nobody's shocked.
Yeah. Now, of course, the state of Florida has 4 cities in the top 25.
Ooh, ooh!
The capital of the state, Tallahassee, comes in at number 14.
Hey, there's 3 colleges in Tallahassee.
Well, that's not so bad. They've got HIV, chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis. There's 100 syphilis cases in Tallahassee.
We're bringing back old school.
Right?
That's nice.
Fort Lauderdale comes in. Oh no, excuse me. Yeah, Fort Lauderdale comes in at 17.
Spring break.
With 426 syphilis cases, by the way.
Which is weird because people don't really live where they get spring break, but irrelevant.
Jacksonville, Florida comes in at number 23. Miami comes in at number 24.
I was waiting for the good old MIA. Look.
581 syphilis cases in Miami.
You be proud of what you excel at. Don't let these non-Floridians tell you not to let your freak flag fly.
That is great. Lots and lots of cases of STDs in the state of Florida.
Look, we're a tourist attraction, so people...
But don't worry, because our governor is on the job making sure there's no books that say mean things about white people in our schools.
Whew.
On the job. And also preventing vaccinations. Anyway.
You dirty birds in Florida, you do what you must do.
Alrighty, so on that note, we are going to take a musical break.
We had some real stupids.
Yeah, real stupid stuff going on in the state of Florida. Florida man never and Florida woman never disappoint.
That's right, there's a king and a queen. Never disappoints. You're welcome, the rest of the planet.
Now we're going to take a musical break, and when we come back, science news.
Stupid science. Stupid science.
Science!
Science. So, welcome to Science News, everybody's favorite section.
It's great. I love science. Thankfully. I thought we all did. I thought we all were in agreement. All 7 billion of us that we love science.
No.
Some of us understand it more than others. But
some of us love it.
Yeah.
And then some of us not so much. But that's not important. We here at Stupid Science, we love science news.
Sure do,
and
y'all.
We are starting off
Yay.
On January 26th.
Mm-hmm. I heard of it.
An asteroid the size of a box truck. So a small asteroid as far as asteroids go.
Yep, I love how Americans will use anything but the metric system to measure something. Yep.
Passed over the southern tip of South America, closer than pretty much any asteroid that has ever been measured.
Dibs.
2,200 miles above the planet's surface.
Ooh.
So
that is close.
That is really close. Closer than any asteroid previously clocked.
Record it. I'm making a stupid joke. That's kind of too close.
Center for Near-Earth Object Studies, or CNEOS. That's a terrible acronym. Anyway, at the Agents Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California, analyzed the data from the MPC's confirmation page, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it seems like they would have tried to make their acronym NEAR. But anyway.
So it's an extraordinarily close approach with Earth, said David Farnocchia, a navigation engineer at JPL, who developed SCOUT.
Wow.
One of the closest approaches by a known near-Earth object ever recorded, end quote.
Somewhere there's dead dinosaurs going, you lucky sons of bitches.
Yes. Although at this size, apparently, it would have burned up if it had actually come into the atmosphere. So it was never an actual threat. But still, real close.
Yep.
Asteroids get real close sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Too close for comfort.
Speaking of stuff in space,
80s TV show. Look it up.
you may have heard of that there's an asteroid, or not an asteroid, a comet coming around that has not been around for 5,000 decades.
That green one?
Or 50,000 years. Yeah, that green one. The green comet. Last seen during the Stone Age. When mastodons and saber-toothed cats roamed the Earth.
Good times.
February 2nd, it will be its closest approach to the Earth. But up until then and a little bit after that, you'll still be able to see it with binoculars, particularly in the pre-dawn hours, right along the just above the horizon line.
All right, it's a date.
And if you want to really look for it, look for where Mars is in the skyline, and that's the direction you want to be looking in. And
cool.
It should be green. It doesn't have much of a tail, if any at all, but it'll be a green dot moving across the sky.
Moving.
Moving.
The thing that's moving.
The reason it's
that
green...
is so fascinating.
Yeah, the reason it's green is from all the carbon in the gas cloud, or coma, as they refer to it, surrounding the center of it. This long period comet was discovered last March. By long period, they mean it takes a long time to circle. Was discovered last March by astronomers using the Zwicky Transient Facility, a wide-field camera at Caltech's Palomar Observatory. Excuse me.
And green because green looks fabulous.
Yes, that's why. Or it's really jealous of the other comets, which have better tails.
Aw, now I feel bad for it.
What else we got going on? In the ocean, we got a story from the ocean about sea spiders. So, you know, we're all familiar with land spiders. There are actually arachnids that live entirely in the sea.
Great.
One of them is called, the scientific name is Pycnogonum, Pycnogonum, Pycnogonum littorali, Litorale. So Pycnogonum littorali. It's from the class Pycnogonidae. Sure, I guess that's how you pronounce that. It's a group of around 1,300 marine arthropods with 8 legs. This particular one, littorali, is the one that they were studying. The reason they were studying them is because certain land arachnids, like spiders and centipedes and crabs,
you know who you are,
can regenerate body parts. And it was long believed that these sea spiders could not, for a number of reasons, among them being the fact that it has this really thick exoskeleton. But they wanted to know for sure if this hypothesis was true, so they decided to study these sea spiders, these littorali. And
Pop off a leg.
And they did it by cutting off body parts. Arms, legs, butts. And on the adults, they did not grow back.
Okay.
But on the kids, the immature ones, the young ones, they did grow back. They grew back their legs, their torsos. They even grew back their anuses when cut off.
That is interesting.
Yes.
There is an ability when young that they lose as adults to regenerate.
Among, I imagine, many other abilities that just like other old people.
Am I right?
Gerard Scholz, a zoologist at the Humboldt University of Berlin in Germany, told the news agency AFP that nobody had expected this. I guess he was like the lead scientist working on it.
I owed so many people in the lab $20.
And elsewhere in the world of science,
Science.
over in brain science news, researchers at the
Pinky and the Brain University.
That's the one. Also known as AKA Champalimaud Foundation. The I don't even know. I can't even say the word. I'm going to tell you all about the science.
Yeah, because you know all about,
Champalimaud Foundation and the University of Minho in Portugal.
Portugal. It's beautiful there.
Like you know. Have found evidence of resonant waves in rat brain activity. They discovered it using ultra-fast and ultra-high field magnetic resonance imaging. So, MRIs and RMRIs.
Heard of it. Also heard of rat brains. That's what they called people in that really bad sci-fi movie a million years ago.
Correct. That one. That one really bad sci-fi movie from a million years ago. So anyway.
Yeah.
So just like the way sound resonates inside the belly of a guitar, I think is the technical term for that section of the guitar. The resonant chamber is the belly. Anyway, so the chamber there.
I'm learning so much today.
That part's not true. I made that part up.
What?
So, but the chamber there, just like sound vibrates in there, they believe that sound resonating
in the skull,
inside the brain, is how the brain. But from one side to the other, one region to the other side of the brain, part of the way it's communicating with each other simultaneously is through resonant sounds, as according to the study. Quote, we do not yet fully understand how the brain communicates over long distances. We know that distant areas exhibit signal correlations and that they are implicated in brain function, but we do not completely understand their nature, end quote, says Noam Shemesh, principal investigator of the preclinical MRI lab at the Champalimaud Foundation in Lisbon, and senior author of this study that was published in Nature Communications. Nature Communications being the name of the academic journal. Right, so they want to study these underlying communications, is what they're saying. If we could find that spatial patterns oscillate, this would provide evidence supporting the resonance hypothesis, says Joanna Cabral, first author of the study from the Life and Health Sciences Research Institute of the University of Minho, and a visiting science in Shemesh's lab since 2019. So they speed up the image acquisition, and they discovered signals in the brain, in the distant regions of the brain, are actually oscillating in time together.
In different regions.
Yes. These patterns, they look like high-dimensional analog of resonance modes in musical instruments, akin to reverberations, echo inside the brain. They're showing complex spatial patterns as a result of these independent oscillating patterns.
Oh, wow, that's huge. That's more than just light, dark, left. That is huge.
Yeah. This study apparently strongly points to a key role for these resonance waves or modes in brain function, and that these phenomena are at the root of the coherent, coordinated brain activity that is needed to form normal brain function as a whole.
Oh, wow. Not some ancillary kind of backup. Oh,
no. This is central towards how the brain functions. Yeah. It's a big deal. Quote, when we first saw the videos of the recorded brain activity, we saw clear waves of activity like waves in the ocean, propagating in complex patterns within the cortex and the striatum, says Cabral. And we found signals could be described by the superposition of a small number of macroscopic stationary waves, or resonant modes, oscillating in time. So they got like these little nodes around the brain that are oscillating in time, creating these waveform patterns across the brain. And there's the fact that they're syncing up and working is helping the brain, I guess, organize. I mean, I'm not sure. They're not even sure. They're still figuring it out. So I'm not going to claim I know. But it seems like they're.
Let me email them real quick.
Tell them what.
There you go,
guys. Here's what's going on.
You're welcome. Anything else? Just at me. This is fascinating. I want to make a lot of dumb jokes, but I don't have dumb jokes. I have actual dumb questions for these scientists.
It is fascinating. As someone with epilepsy, it is fascinating to think about the idea of the brain's activity being coordinated by these sound waves.
Yeah, for me, yeah. Anything other than straight neuron synapses, that there's a completely separate mode of
the two systems,
taking
the electric pulses through the synapses simultaneous to whatever it is they're discovering here.
With the sound resonance.
With the resonance, resonance waves are probably what's coordinating and keeping those things
in sync.
Yeah, it is fascinating. It's just wild.
We love science here at StupidScience.
I love to laugh, and I love to learn, and that's why I love this show. Speaking of which, what else we got going on here?
Oh, so, everybody's worried about climate change right now. Everything's getting hotter, and the things at the equator and the tropics are just getting so hot it's going to be unlivable.
Sorry, kids.
Blah, blah, and the Arctic is melting away, and the Antarctic is melting away. Well, silver lining, perhaps. A series of fossils found since the 1970s up to today in the Arctic, which is now currently very hostile. We can't possibly live up there because it's so cold. But apparently, once upon a time, it was much warmer, and there were at least 2 species of early primates that lived in the Arctic around 52 million years ago. And when it was more swampy, like there were trees, and it was swampy like territory.
Okay. Worst comes to worst, there's going to be a little bit more land to live on.
Yeah, they still had long winter months without sunlight.
We have Wi-Fi now, so meh.
So so start buying up that Antarctica territory and that Greenland territory, northern Canada.
Too late, I got it all. Oh wait, I can't afford it.
And our final story for today. Gonna go on a lighter note, have your note. I was out in Colorado. You know they have wildlife cameras set up in preserves and whatnot.
Yes.
So they can watch the animals.
See what they're doing.
Out in Boulder, Colorado.
We're keeping our eye on you, animals.
In the open space and mountain parks, they had a bunch of cameras posted up by the cabins and out in the woods and whatnot.
Yep.
So a wildlife camera, a bear approached. And of the 580 photos that were captured on this camera, about 400 were of this black bear apparently taking selfies of itself.
I look good.
Posing, side, front, head popped up, head popped down. It is like, it's voguing. It's basically voguing for the camera.
It knows what looks good. You want some more of this? Make love to the camera? I'm on it. What about this side?
Hysterical.
I don't have a bad side. 400.
They posted them on Twitter. You could also go to their website and see them.
It's so nice.
You could just Google the news story
It's a beautiful
Black
bear.
Boulder, Colorado,
Looking
adorable
good.
selfies, those kinds of keywords, and you'll be able to find it. But it's just gorgeous. It is so funny. The bear is hysterical. And
Making love to the camera.
It clearly knows that it's a camera.
Yeah.
Like the bear knows what it's doing, and it is posing. There's pictures where it's like leaning back and it's got its head tilted down on its chest.
Coquettish.
Yes, coquette, exactly. It is so funny. The bear is so cute.
This bear has a new fan. I love it.
I thought that was a nice little story to end the day with.
Little fun science. Little fun. Us watching those bears, and the bear's like, I look good, y'all. Deal with it.
Here. All right, well, that's the end of the show. So go do some stuff on your own. Have a nice week. Have a nice month.
Love you.
We'll see you next time. We out.
Stupid science. Stupid science.
Science.